the Southwest, here are some facts about the Hopi that we would like to share with you.
The Hopi live in pueblos. The Hopi grow many things. The Hopi make pots. The Hopi were reapers.
The Hopi have been telling stories and legends to their children for centuries. Here's a Southwest Native American legend that we have adapted to a choral play. It's called The Butterflies Trick Coyote. Long ago, hundreds of butterflies lived in the valley of the Salt Lake. People came to the lake from many miles away to gather salt for cooking. One day, Coyote's wife wanted to cook, but there wasn't any salt left in the house. So she said to Coyote,
Go to the salt lake and bring me back some salt.
So Coyote ran off to the Salt Lake, but it was a very hot day. And by the time he got to the lake, he was huffing and puffing, and he said,
I'm so tired. I need to rest.
Coyote fell asleep, and while he was sleeping, the butterflies decided to play a trick on him. They said,
Let's play a trick on Coyote.
they flew down, picked Coyote up by the hairs, and carried him back to his house. Then the butterflies flew back to the Salt Lake, laughing so hard they could not fly in a straight line. When Coyote's wife found him, she screamed,
Get away, young man! Where's my salt?
Coyote answered,
I don't know.
so his wife said,
Tomorrow you must get me some salt.
the next day, Coyote ran back to the Salt Lake. He ran even faster this time, and by the time he got there, he was so tired, he said,
I'm so tired. I need to rest.
Coyote had fallen asleep again, and the butterflies came back, and they said,
Let's play a trick on Coyote.
so once again, they picked up Coyote and carried him back to the pueblo. And this time, they put him down on the roof of his house. Again, when they flew back, they were laughing so hard they could not fly in a straight line. They zigged and zagged all the way back to the Salt Lake. When Coyote's wife found him, she threw cold water in his face and screamed,
Get away, young man! Where's my salt?
and again Coyote answered.
I don't know.
Coyote promised his wife that he would get up very early the next morning to get the salt, and she said,
You better bring me some salt if you know what's good for you.
The next day, Coyote got up very early and ran as fast as he could to the Salt Lake. He was so tired he couldn't see, but he filled his sack with salt. But as he started home, he said,
I'm so tired. I need to rest.
Coyote fell asleep again. But this time the butterflies felt sorry for Coyote, and they said,
Let's carry him back with his sack of salt.
so this time they flew down and picked up Coyote and his sack of salt and carried him back to his house, laughing all the way. When Coyote woke up and found himself back home, he said,
How did I get here? I don't remember.
Coyote gave the sack of salt to his wife, and she said,
Finally, now we can eat.
and in the valley of the Salt Lake, the butterflies are still laughing about the trick they played on Coyote. And that is why today, when you see a butterfly flying, it never flies in a straight line.